Here I have this really cool small light shade from IKEA, and I want to use it on my new lamp that I want to create using Blender. So basically I want to use Blender to create a 3D model of the lamp in order to make my life easier to create a real life model. So let me show you how I will do it. And also you will learn some cool tricks to have a real life measurement in Blender in order to make some patterns or to have your work later in real life easier. So let's start by deleting the camera, and I will leave the cube. We will use the cube. So you know that if I press N here on the keyboard, I have this menu. You know that default cube is 2 meters by 2 meters by 2 meters. I want to work with millimeters, so I need to prepare the scene. So I will go here to the scene, and I want to go to the units. I want metrics, and I want here, instead of meters, I want to have millimeters. Perfect. Now our cube is 2000 millimeters, which is 2 meters, but I don't want that. I want cube to be 2 centimeters. So basically I will go to unit scale and type 0.01. And now I have cube 20 millimeters or 2 centimeters. But now if I unzoom it, you can see the grid is huge, and I don't want that. I want to use the grid for my workflow. So I will go right here and go with the scale of the grid by 0.01, the same I did here for the units. And now if I go to top view, you can see this, or actually this one square here is 1 centimeter. This is cool, or 10 millimeters. So this is 1 millimeter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I know that the leg of my lamp, and by the way, let me show you how the lamp should look. So to have some kind of impression what I will create, I want to have 3 legs rotated by 120 degrees in between. Okay, some kind of connector here for the legs. Okay, here will be a light, and here will be a light shade from IKEA. Really simple but really cool lamp. And now that you know the basic shape, and you probably saw it in the thumbnail, so let's go and create the lamp using this. So first I want to go right here and say let's go with the cavity, let's go with the bow, just to have a little bit better representation of shadow and highlights here. And I know that my leg will be 18 millimeters by 18 millimeters by 19 centimeters. So that's 190 millimeters. So this is it. This is what I want. Also, I want to go right there and select this face. I'm going to the edit face view. By the way, if you don't know what this is a machine tool, and I'm using this instead of pressing tab and pressing 1, 2, or 3, or on keyboard 1, 2, or 3 to switch between vertices, edges, and faces. So this is just the tool that I like to use to make my life easier here and quicker. So I will select the bottom face here, and I will go with Shift S and cursor to select it. Perfect. And now I will go to the object mode, right click, and go set origin to 3D cursor. Perfect. And now I will go with Shift S and cursor to world origin. Perfect. And now I will go again Shift S, selection to cursor, and this is one of the ways how I want to put this bottom part on the grid right here. Okay, this is perfect. Then I know that I want to have 3 of these legs, and I know that I want to have each leg angled by 165 degrees or 15 degrees if you look it from the Z-axis. So how to do that precisely in Blender? There is really easy trick for that. So I will go to edit view, and this only works in edit view. So I will select this face, and I want to move this face by G, X, and I want to move it exactly 15 degrees from the Z-axis right here. So how to do it? Well, there is a cool trick. If you go right here and go to the measurement and edge angle, by the way, my edge angle is on the yellow color. You can probably have some kind of brownish color by default. I changed that by going to edit, preferences, and themes, and then let me show you, because you probably want to change that 3D viewport. And here you can see edge angle text and edge length text. So these two you want to change to some cool colors to be able to better see. So now everything is 90 degree. And if I go to press 1 to go to the front view and press G and X to move it on X, you can see my angle changed. And I want to move it to 15 degrees. So G, Z, and 15. I'm holding X, Shift to move it precisely, and 15 or 165 from the x-axis right here. This is what I want. Perfect. I have this angle. Now I can go right here and right here and uncheck this, and this is cool. Now I want to have this right here in the center of my grid. So how to do it? Again, I will go by selecting this face here. I will go with Shift S and cursor to selected, then go back to the object, right click, geometry origin to 3D cursor, and then again Shift S, cursor to the word origin, okay, to put it right here, and then Shift S and selection to cursor. So here it is, we have it. Now it's all the way down there, but it's easy fix. So I will go right here, say grid, and use this cool tool and snap it to grid. All right, so let's uncheck it. This is what we want. Let's press 7 to go to the top view, and now let's make a copy of this and rotate it by 120 degrees each. So how to do it? First of all, I want to move this by 15 centimeters to the left, so GZ, and I want to move it by 15 centimeters. So in order to do that, I will create a helper cube. I will go to make a cube, make a cube 30 by 30 by, it doesn't matter, and that means that half of the cube is 50 centimeters, and I want to use this and go again, snap and G, X, and go right there, 15 centimeters from this. And now if I go to the edit, face edit, and again to this same option, instead of edge angle, I will go to edge length, and you will see the dimension of the cube. So it's currently 20 by 20 by 20. Why? Well, because I didn't apply the scale. If I apply the scale, it will have the right measurement. So that is something you need to take care of. If you edit something, scale something in the edit view here, no problem. It will automatically update the measurement. But if you go to the object mode and scale it, it will still have the same measurement until you apply the scale. So Control A, apply the scale, and then the measurement will be applied. Okay, we don't need anymore this helper object. We moved this by 15 centimeters there, and now it's time to rotate this to make a radial array. It's really simple and easy. I will go again with Shift S, cursor to word origin right there, and then Shift A and go with empty just as a helper object. I will go with the sphere, and then go right here to this one and go to the array modifier right there, and I don't want to use relative offset, I want to use object offset. But before that, I want again to apply this transformation, so I will apply all transformations to this object and go here to object offset, and select the object, this empty that we made. Perfect. Now let's go and select the empty and go right here and rotate on Z by 120 degrees. Okay, but we need to have 3 of these objects. This is it. This is really simple and easy, and you can see we just made these legs perfectly fine. Okay, now the tricky part. We need to create that connector here, and it should look something like this. Let me show you. It should go right there, and then it should have some kind of a curve here and there, and curve here and there. I'm not good with the mouse here, but you got a point. So this is how you should have, and also this should be holes here for these legs. So this is how it should look. Okay, so let me show you how we will make this possible. By the way, I don't need this, I can hide it. I don't need this anymore, this helper object. Okay, and I want to create, there are a few ways how we can do it. I will show you one of the ways to have really nice geometry. I don't want to have mess in my geometry, so I will go with the mesh, I will go with the circle, and I will go here and say I want my circle to have 3 vertices, so basically it's triangle, and I want the radius to be around, I don't know, let's start with the 50 millimeters. Okay, and if I go now to edit vertices, you can see the dimensions here, and that's really cool. But I want these vertices to be in the center of these legs, so I will go back to the object, R, Z, and rotate by 90 degrees. This is it. If I go back to vertices and Shift Z, whoops, Shift Z to go to X-ray mode, or you can just go here to X-ray mode. All right, and we can see what we are doing. And now we want to make this, turn this triangle into a 6-angle object, so sextagon, if you can say like that. So in order to do that, we want to select all the vertices and then Shift Control, like Shift Control B, in order to bevel these vertices. Okay, something like that. Okay, and I will have probably something like there. Now we have 6 edges mesh, and I will press A to select everything. We have our dimensions here, and I want these edges on, that are sitting on the legs of the lamp, I want there to be 30 millimeters. So S and scale it until it's 30, something like that. Perfect. And this is around 40. This is really cool for what I want to achieve. Also, let me show another cool trick to have even more precise measurements here if we want to do something. So instead of this, I will go and hide this. Let's go edge length, hide it. You need to enable one plugin that is coming with the Blender. It's called Measure It. So I don't know, in Blender 4.2 that I'm using, I don't remember if it's here or on add-ons. So either get extensions or add-ons, you just type Measure It and you will have it, enable it, and that's it. And now how it works. So it's under the view, right there, Measure It, and you need to press Show first, and then just set segment. And we have selected all, so it's applying on all segments. And you can see this is 0.03 meters. We want millimeters, so in order to do that, we need to go from meters here to millimeters, and this is 29.95, so it's not 30 millimeters precise, so we need to scale it up a little bit. So S, and I'm holding Shift just to have precise scale, and this is it. By the way, you can turn it on or off any of these, you can expand any of these, you can change the distance, you can change the color of the lines here, you can change the font size, you can change alignment, rotation of the font, etc. There are a lot of things that you can do here. And also you can set the triangle, a line, etc., whatever you want. There are a lot of cool things that you can do with this. It's really simple and it's really helpful. By the way, if you delete all and you want just to have like, I want just this and this, I don't want to use it in this example, but just for example, set segment, you will get just segment of this. So we can expand it like this. And then I can scale just this for the certain amount that I want, and this is really cool and really helpful. So for now I will leave it like that, and yeah, let's see, we have this. I want to go to the object, okay, and actually let's go to vertices, select all. I want to scale everything until they're touching the end of the legs here, so S, scale, and voila, something like this. So let's check our dimensions here. We can set segment again, 31.2. That's also okay. It's 1 millimeter wider. This is wider, so for me that's okay for the project. And what I like to do now is go back to object, and let's delete this. I don't need it anymore. And now let's go and let me show you how you can now make a holes for the legs, and also these half of the circles, or how to say, these curves here. Yeah, these curves here. So there is a simple way, and simple way is to use just the Boolean modifiers and just get rid of the certain parts of the mesh with Boolean modifiers, but that will create a messy mesh, and I don't want that. I want a clean mesh, so I will show you a clean way how to do it. First of all, I will go here, go to vertices, and I want to actually go to edges, and I want to split these edges to add one more vertex. So I will go with right click and subdivide. Now if we go to vertex, we have more vertices here. That's perfect. So what I want to do now is to select this by holding Shift, then bevel it, Control Shift B, and go right there. Now if we go and say segment, oh, we need to select this and this and this and this and this and this. If we set segment, you will see it's 17.94. We need to have like exactly 18 millimeter. So S, and by the way, make sure that you are on an individual, or this, I already said that for this purpose. So I will go with 80 millimeters straight, like that. Okay, and then I want to go to these edges and I want to go back from individual to 3D cursor, and I want to extrude it, E to extrude it, S to scale it and scale it inside. And I don't know currently how much I want to scale it. It doesn't matter. I will just leave it somewhere here, for example. Probably it will be less, but we'll later fix it. And then I want to scale it again to back to individual. Okay, S, and go to vertices, and if I delete this and set a new segments, I want again to have 18. So something like this. Perfect. And let me see. Object, this is how our object looks. If we go right here and select this, this, and this edge by holding Shift and press X and delete edges, this is how it looks. Let's press slash forward to isolate the object, and this is how it looks. Perfect. I just want to make curves here, and this is a really cool trick how you can do it. Let's go back to the vertices. I want to select this, this, and this vertex, and Shift Control B to bevel it, and I want to set it somewhere here, approximately, to have same distance around there. Okay, I want to clean my measurements. All right, and now I want to go back to edges and select this, this, and this edge, and again right click, subdivide, and now we have extra vertex that we need. And make sure that you're now on 3D cursor, so right there or there, 3D cursor, S, scale it inside, something like this, for example. You can do it like that. And now we need to make a curve out of this. So in order to do this, let's go back to the object, and then by the object is selected, press right click or W, whatever you're having set on the Blender, and I want to convert to curve. You can see currently it's a circle, it's a mesh. This is the sign for a mesh, okay, symbol for a mesh. Then I want to create into the curve. Perfect. Now it's curved. Now if we go back to edit mode, if you press tab and select this and this and this vertex, and right click again and set spline type to Bezier, and you can press S and press Control and just holding Control deselect this, press S and scale this. So I want to have it like that. Perfect. A little bit more, let's see, like that. And then I want to go back right here or press dot on a keyboard to individual, all right, and scale it even more. Perfect. And you can see right here it has some kind of a curve there. I don't want that, so I want to select this one and this one and this one, this one. I'm holding Shift, this one and this one, and go back to individual, right, S and 0, and you're done. So now if you go back to object, this is how it looks. Really, really nice. I really like it. We can go back to the object and press right click and convert back to mesh. This is what we want. Then go back to the edit. Let's go to vertices, select all of them and press F to fill it. Then we can go right there, press E to extrude it, and I will type 18 because it's 18 millimeter height of this, and this is really cool. I will go back to the object and Shift Z to go back to this view, and now I will just go to the front view, GZ, and move it up. Let's see, GZ, let's go here, make sure that it's on a grid, create G, and like this. Perfect. And if you go to the top view, we can see this is perfectly fine. And now let me show you something that we need to fix. So first let's go here and say shade auto smooth. That's perfect. I can apply this. I can apply this, and then if you can see here, first of all, this, let's hide this. This, if I move it, you will see that it's intersecting with this. So basically this should go more in, but also the lower part is cool. So lower part is going where it should. So what we need to do here, we need in real life, we need to cut this one to cut it like there in order to glue two pieces together. So how to do this here? Well, there are a few ways. I will show you one really cool, simple way. I will go to edge edit mode right here, and before that I will go with Control R to add an edge loop and move the edge loop right there. And now I will press again Shift Z to go to this view just to see, okay, everything is okay. Shift Z again. And what I like to do is to go to the faces, select this face and press S and X and 0. All right, now it's cut it like this. But if we go back and select this edge right here, let me see, all right, and we go right here to the length, you will see this is 21.2. It needs to be 18. So I will deselect this and go back to my segments. So I will go to vertices, these two, segment, perfect. What I like to do is to go to faces, select this face, and I will go with G and X and move it until this is 18, how it was. So 18, come on, a little bit more. All right, like that. Now it's perfectly fine. So this is how I will cut the wood. And let's see. All right, that's cool. Now what we need to do is go select this middle object, this holder, and I will select this face, and this face, and I want to expand them to touch this leg here. So I want to go from global here to normal, and I want to go with X-ray mode, GZ, and go right there. Perfect. So this is it. This is how it looks. Let's go back to normal mode, and this is really cool, part of our lamp. So now let's go right there and Shift S and cursor to select it, create a cylinder, and then I want my cylinder to be, let's see, I think this is, yeah, 19 centimeters, so 190, and the height is, again, measure it, exactly 15. So here it will be 150, perfect, and actually 19 centimeters and 15 centimeters. Ho, ho, ho. And yeah, radius needs to be half of this, so that's 95, right? Because it's radius, not the half of it, so this will be 64 just for fun. Shade smooth, go right there, GZ, move it up, it will be somewhere here. Then I will go right here, go to the faces, select this and this face, height to insert it a little bit like that. Then we can go with right click and bridge faces, perfect. Let's hide this, we don't need it anymore. This is our shade. We can add a light bulb, so I don't want to, I will go here to my models, to light bulb, and I want to add this one right there. I will leave the link if you want to download it. So I will go with Shift S, selection to cursor, maybe a little bit up, right there. This will be a little bit bigger light bulb, right? And I can make a holder for the light bulb if I want. So basically I will go with the cylinder, make it smaller, and yeah, let's go with this, and this, slash forward to see what I'm doing. So I will go with this cylinder, Shift Z, move it up somewhere here, Shift Z again. I want to go to individual, all right. Why I went out of this, all right. Oh no, where is the cylinder? Cylinder is right there. Okay, and I want to go with the cylinder, come on, GZ, move it up, GZ, move it down. Then I want to go to the faces, I to insert it, E to extrude it, I to insert it, and E to extrude it down. And I want to move, oops, to make it a little bit bigger and move it up and move this a little bit down, and this is it. We can play a little bit with the edges here, so Alt and select this, Alt and Shift, select these edges and bevel it a little bit, maybe like that, and we can press Ctrl 2 to shade it smooth. And yes, we need to bevel this part also, because yeah, I will inset it a little bit like this, and one more time just for fun, and this is it. Perfect. And also here inset and inset one more time, and we have also, I want to bevel this a little bit, not too much, maybe like that, and here we have it. Okay, so this is our model. One thing that is missing here that I want to do with my lamp is, let's go right there, let's go with this, and I want to go with edge length, and I want to have this 1 centimeter. So I want to have some kind of taper here. See, this kind of legs I want to have on my lamp. This is perfect. And now we can go and add some kind of materials. By the way, you can go to polyheaven.com and download certain materials. So I will go here and use some wood material that I already downloaded. I will open a new iteration of Blender here, and now I will just copy this sphere that has that material, Ctrl V to paste it right here. All right, and now what I like to do is just go and let's go here, right? I will go and select this and this and this and go with Ctrl M, sorry, not Control M, Control L, and link materials. Perfect. This is crazy looking unwrap, so we need to unwrap it a little bit better. So while everything is selected, go to face, select all, and go, yeah, I want to deselect this, right? Press U, and we can go with cube projection. I think it will work good. Yeah, it's pretty decent. All right, we can delete this material, and we can go with the light, actually the lampshade. Let's apply this. Let's go to the materials, add a new, go with some kind of brownish tone here. Come on, come on, come on. A little bit darker and less saturated. So something like this, right? Let's see, something like this will be okay. And this will have some kind of white, a little bit darker material. I think the light bulb already has the material. That's perfect. We can go right there to the light bulb and say cursor to selected and add a light. So we can add a point light. We can go with maybe 60 watts, and we can go here and go from EV to cycles and from CPU to GPU. That's perfect. And I can go right there and add here to the world, add environment texture, and I want to apply my HDR. Actually, this is all HDR that I downloaded from polyheaven.com, and I want some kind of studio one, maybe this one. Why not, just to have really cool effect here. I can hide the studio, so let's go here to the film, transparent, hide it. Perfect. What we can do also is to go and set the cursor to the bottom, and let's go here and add plane, make a plane big, even bigger like this probably. Let's go to the edge, go to this one, E and Z to extrude it on Z axis, then select this edge, Control B to bevel it, and scroll with the mouse a few times to make some kind of seam here. Perfect. Go back to object and shade smooth. That's also perfect. We can make it even bigger, and we can add a camera and see how this looks. But before that, let's go right there. I want to add a material to this. White is okay, I think. And let's see. Light shade needs to be a little bit transparent. So let's go to the material of light shade and let's go transmission. And let's go with something like that. Perfect. I think this is really, really nice. If we add a camera here, so add camera, okay, and we can look through the camera. I like to use my plugin that I really love, Photographer. It's for all these things. So yeah, like this may be 85mm camera lens actually, so something like this. And let's see if we go and we can rotate the light. Actually, I will leave it here. And let's go to the top view, select everything except the background. Let's go to the camera, R, Z, and let's, oh, no. We need to apply here. Let's go. Apply array. Perfect. And now select everything except the background, R, Z, and yeah, rotate it something like this, maybe. And we can render it out to see how this looks. Okay, this is perfect. I have really cool reference for my lamp. And now how I will make this in real life. This is really cool trick. So what I want to do here, let me show you really quickly. I will go back here. And basically I want to use first of all this segment right there. Let's make a copy. Shift D, okay. I will press escape. I will go and move it on X-axis somewhere here. And I will just isolate it to see only that one. So what I want to do here, I want to make it a little bit thinner. So something like this, just as, let's see how thin is this. So let's go right there. Ooh, too much. So let's use this, and let's go to measure, to view, to measure it, segment, show. And let's go right there, and yeah, it's right here. So 5mm. I think this is too small. Maybe 1 centimeter instead of 8. So let's select everything. I will go to Shift Z, and I will go with 1, 8 or 9, or that's cool also. So no, 7 is okay, I think. For what I will do, you will see. So like that. And now I will just select this and export it as a 3D print. I have for that a cool plugin that is called 3D Print Toolbox. So just enable it, and it's right there. So let's delete this, hide. And it's right there, 3D print. And if I say check all, I will have all the zeros here. That is perfect. This is what I want. I will go with export options. I want scene scale. Export as STL. I will go just to export to desktop for this purpose. Export, and now if I open this in my slicer, so it will go like this. Here is the slicer. Okay, this is how it looks. I can make even a hole here if I want for, but no, I will make it in a wood. So this is how it looks in slicer. I will go and slice it up. And yeah, this will be printed, and it's only 18 minutes, actually 12 minutes of print and 5 minutes of prepare time. So this is really cool, and I will use this as a template for woodworking. So I will make as a template to cut the wood, and later as a template for the router, so to make this really nice curves and everything really cool. And then I will also do the same with the legs. Like that. That's perfect. And I will also export this as STL. So 3D print, export this, go back to my slicer, and yeah, this is how it looks. I will go with this, and let's go to rearrange it somewhere here and slice it, and everything will be done in 34 minutes. Okay, I just 3D printed these parts, and let me show you really quickly. So let's do like this. Hopefully we'll see. So let's camera focus this. All right, so these are these parts. They are fitting perfectly here. So the angle and everything probably you cannot see, but the distance, everything is perfect in a millimeter. So this will be a template for a 3D, for actually woodworking part. And now I will do a woodworking part and show you my final result. And after a few hours of woodworking, this is my final result. I'm really happy with this. I don't know if you can see it properly, but I will show you some B-rolls right now. And this is how you can use Blender and 3D printing to create some really cool real-life models, and with really nice precise using some tools in Blender that I show you this tutorial. Also, if you want to learn how to model isometric room, check out this video.